Mojang killed the spear. Mojang just killed the new spear in Minecraft. Like actually, it was one of the most broken weapons we've seen in years. This thing wasn't just strong, it was game breaking. You could one-shot people even if they had a totem of undying, and if you combined it with elytras or the mace, the result was pure chaos. But Mojang finally said enough. They nerfed it hard, and honestly the whole PvP community is divided. So let's talk about what happened, why the spear was so overpowered, and how Mojang ended up ruining or saving this weapon. When this spear was first added, it instantly became the meta weapon. Not only did it look amazing, but the mechanics behind it made it ridiculously strong. See, the spear had this unique trait. The faster you were moving, the more damage it did, and that, my friends, broke the entire system. Players quickly figured out that if you combined elytras with the spear, you could literally dive bomb someone and deal massive damage, enough to kill even geared players instantly. And it didn't stop there. If you paired the spear with the mace, you could chain together insane combos. Imagine dashing in, hitting someone midair, and erasing them before they even touched the ground. That's how busted it was. Then came the dash enchantments, and that's when everything truly broke. These enchantments let you perform quick bursts of movement, basically dashes that made you feel like you were teleporting across the battlefield. But players found a loophole. If you carried 2 spears, you could reset the dash cooldown by switching between them. So what happened? Players started chaining infinite dashes, zooming across arenas at insane speed, hitting everyone before they could even react. Some players were literally faster than projectiles. It looked more like anime combat than Minecraft PvP. And the craziest part, the spear was easy to craft. It didn't require anything rare or endgame. So suddenly, everyone had access to godlike mobility and damage. In PvP servers, it turned into a nightmare. Even players with years of experience couldn't keep up with this broken mechanic. Then came the update. Mojang saw the chaos and they knew it couldn't continue. So they nerfed the spear hard. Now its speed scaling is way lower, the dashes have longer cooldowns, and switching spears no longer resets them. Basically, they took away the weapon's entire identity. And of course, the community exploded. Some players were like, finally, PvP is balanced again, while others said, bro, Mojang just killed the most fun weapon in the game. And honestly, both sides have a point. The spear was broken, but it was also one of the most creative mechanics Minecraft had seen in a long time. It added speed, risk, timing, and skill, something that PvP hasn't felt in years. Now it's just another melee weapon. Here's the big question. Did Mojang fix the spear or did they ruin it? From a balanced perspective, yeah, they did the right thing. Infinite dashes and one-shot combos just don't belong in a survival game. But from a gameplay standpoint, they killed something special. That feeling of flying through the air, lining up a perfect hit, and seeing your opponent disappear, it was pure adrenaline. It's the kind of fun you can't really measure with stats or balance notes. It was messy, unfair, and chaotic, but that's what made it fun. So yeah, Mojang technically saved PvP, but at what cost? The spear went from one of the most exciting weapons ever to just another reminder that Mojang doesn't always understand what makes their combat system fun. But for now, yeah, Mojang killed the spear. That's what we would say if they didn't buff it again. In the latest snapshot, Mojang actually brought some of its power back. The spear's charged attack now hits harder, it has clearer visual feedback when you land it, and the lunge enchant no longer destroys your durability, it uses hunger instead. It's not the insane monster it used to be, but it's definitely not a dead weapon anymore. But what does the community think? Let's go to Reddit. One user on Reddit says the next. A lot of players agree that spears are fun and useful, but not as overpowered as some people claim. You actually need to learn how to use them properly. The good part, they're easy to craft, you can use them while riding, and the charge attack gives them a unique, skill-based playstyle. The problem is that because they're so easy to get, spears risk overshadowing the mace. The mace is basically an exotic weapon. It's crazy strong and super convenient, but it's balanced by how hard it is to obtain its materials. That rarity justifies its power. And then there's the weird request some players have. Let spears be throwable. But why? The trident already exists for that role. It's rare, sure, but that's exactly what makes it special. The spear already has its own identity with movement and charge mechanics. Turning it into another throwable would just make it feel less unique. Is the spear replacing the mace? Some players on Reddit argue that the spear is not a replacement for the mace. Yes, they share similarities, but they don't serve the same role. The mace is a secondary weapon, mainly used for combos and massive fall damage hits. The spear instead is designed as a primary weapon, more like a replacement for swords or axes. The mace deals huge damage based on fall impact. The spear scales with your movement speed, and that makes it a skill-based weapon. You can't use fireworks while holding a spear, so you have to perfectly time your charge attacks, swap items, and catch your target off guard. If they're moving properly, landing landing a hit becomes very difficult. That's why many players say, stop asking Mojang to nerf the spear. It's strong but not brainless, and it doesn't make the mace obsolete. But now the real question is, what do you think? Let me know in the comments and start a discussion. If you enjoyed the video, follow for more.